So look, it's not the same if you're a teenager or you're in your 20s and you're single. That is not the same as, let's say, let's keep it in the 20s. It's not the same as if you're 20 and you have a girlfriend or you're married or you have a family, like baby, everything. It's not the same. There's different levels to this game. And it's definitely not the same if you're 80 years old and your equipment don't even work anymore. It's not the same. And it's not the same if you're like asexual by nature. Or some people, they just don't have an appetite for sex. And it's not the same. Some people are prone to be addicts more than others. If you have that addict wiring in your brain and someone don't, it's going to be more difficult for you. Or, yeah, on and on. So, what do you do? What do you do if you're early 20s or teen and you have you want to practice semen retention? It's also different if you're somebody who's like when I was in the military at 19 in boot camp. Like, you don't even think about it. I mean, I was doing PMO a lot at that time before I joined. But when I joined, I didn't even think about it. Why? I mean, no time. So if somebody's deeply engaged in sports or just your life, if you're going to school and working, that's going to be different than if you're like just staying home all day. What do they say? The idle mind is the devil's mind or something. So there's all these factors. You got to look at that and see, like, what can we do? So if you're early 20s and you're single and you want to stop this, what do? You watch, if you're not working and engaged in life to where you're so busy, if you have too much time in your hands, and you're younger and you don't have a girlfriend, what do? You watch videos or read books that are inspiring you to not do this, which is one thing you can do. Another thing, you can go to fellowships. They have online group supports like SPA, S-P-A-A. You can Google it. You can be in a community of people on Zoom who understand this and who support each other. You want to get out of your mind. This is my point. Or go get a job. I don't know your individual situation. Or, start exercising, or find some volunteer place to volunteer at, to be of service. Or if you have some creativity, you're a musician, or draw, or write, something. But careful, because that can also cause extra stress. I remember I was writing a book in my early 20s. I would just get obsessed with it. I'd just keep like this, I'd write like 16, 20 hours a day. And then I was wondering why I felt like the lust tendency was so strong, because I was causing so much stress on myself, So the other thing too is about edging when you're young. If you've never had a girlfriend, like, what am I going to tell you? Like don't, when you go outside, like, don't be fascinated by a girl if she looks good or if she's giving you attention, like not to be affected by that. Like, of course you are. Of course you are. You don't stop becoming human. You have to give yourself space to let yourself be human and taste all those experiences and stuff. What are you gonna do? You can't bypass that. So I couldn't. So how am I gonna tell you to? Now, if I was aware, if they had videos or books when I was, like 28 years ago, would that have made me, would it have made it easier to transcend and overcome lust and edging? I think so. I think it would have, because I would have had that support, that energetic support. So what I'm saying, don't stop being a human. You can anyway. What I'm really saying, don't beat yourself up for being a human and having these natural tendencies. This is what I'm really saying. At the same time, be aware of what is being shared here, because a higher part of you knows what I'm saying. A higher part of you doesn't want to be such a victim and so affected if girls give you attention. See, you want to transcend that. That's why you listen. But at the same time, your natural human nature has to play out. That's a balance. Let your natural human nature play out. At the same time, let this knowledge that's being shared with you, let that also influence what you're doing. So you can allow your human nature to play out, but you still stay grounded a bit. You don't get, this is what happens. You don't get like lost in it. You catch yourself. Like, okay, yeah, I was really enjoying that a lot. Whatever, cool. But I'm gonna like check that though. I'm gonna be aware. That's all you gotta do. You be aware. That's the message. You be aware, you be conscious of when you're overly indulging in something. If the consciousness isn't there, you're just going to be a victim to it. Most people are just asleep. They're not conscious of really anything. If a habit, an addiction, if a tendency activates, they just go do it. There's no introspection or awareness of what they're doing. This is the benefit of these videos and why I make them. So if you're watching that, your awareness level is going to kick up now, and you're going to be more aware of the things that you're doing that you might want to modify a little bit and change. That's what you do. That's how it works. And give yourself a little space. See, when you have a girlfriend, it's just, somehow it's easier. I told the girl when I was in my early 20s, and that was my first really good karmic girl. And I was like, man, I'm really glad I met you. You like took me out of the market. Like, I'm cool. Because we could go outside now. I was in downtown Los Angeles and Hollywood, and I'd just always be looking around. Oh, look at this girl, that girl was crazy, restless. But then I was with my girlfriend, and I'm just walking, I'm just chilling. I was like, this is nice. So that can help too. If you're, you know, it's different if you're totally single versus if you have a girlfriend. But don't get a girlfriend for that reason. You see, there's all these angles. You know, you don't want to get a girlfriend, just use her so that then you can, you know, not deal with these issues, these sexual compulsions and lust tendencies that you have, because the relationship's going to end at some point and then they're back. So you want to transcend these things organically. How? By being conscious, by being aware. And that's what you do. You just do the best you can do. And if you relapse or fall short, what are you going to do? This is life. This is how we learn through our mistakes. How do you think I got the knowledge I have now that I'm sharing? I did all this stuff. I did it over and over and over again, especially the edging and lusting. I mean, I was the master at it. That's all I did. I love the dopamine hits. So I know it very well now. I know it very well. I know the insides and outs of it and how it works and all that stuff. That's why I guess I feel compelled to make videos, because I know this stuff. And so I know that you can't force yourself to transcend something that if it's not time, you just can't do it. You just do the best you can do. Fortunately, the universe now has videos where you can watch people who have experience that can actually tell you about these things. I didn't have that back then. So I'm curious. What would have happened? I don't know. We'll never know. You let me know though, see? Because you have the videos now, so let me know. All right, have a good day.